At one point in my life, I went from severely underweight from using drugs to severely overweight in just a 7-month period. And it led to a rare health condition in my brain that was actually sending me blind. At that time, I was eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, but the health risks required me to lose weight and to lose it fast. No matter what diet I tried, nothing seemed to work. I couldn't figure out how to lose weight in a healthy and sustainable way. Now, I'm in great shape, eating without restrictions and fueling my body for performance. I've fixed my relationship with food, so I don't need to diet for the rest of my life. I wake up energized with a fresh mind every single day. In this video, I'm going to give you exactly what I wish I knew about dieting when I started my fitness journey over 10 years ago. So what was the health problem associated with my weight that was sending me blind? So for a quick backstory, when I was 17, I got mixed up in the wrong crowd and I ended up getting involved in methamphetamine, and I was using it quite heavily. So at one point I was weighing about 45 kilograms, and this was when I got arrested and I got sentenced to rehab. So when I was in rehab over the next 8-month period, when I was going about like a normal kind of life, normal for the situation, I suppose, my weight went up to nearly 80 kilograms in such a short period. And it was actually the sudden shift in weight that triggered this rare condition called benign hypercranial intertension, which I think might have a different medical name now. But essentially what it is excess fluid on the brain. So the excess fluid was pushing pressure against the back of my eyes, which was actually sending me blind. And I didn't notice until I got my eyes tested and I got rushed to the emergency department to have an emergency lumbar puncture where they took 30 to 60 mils of fluid out of my spine. And that was in a bid to relieve the pressure and save my eyesight. So from that situation, I was told that I needed to lose weight quite quick or go on this brain medication for the foreseeable future. Now, at that point, they did tell me it could be a lifetime thing that I needed to be on it, but I can gladly say that I have definitely made sure that that's not a thing. Throughout the process of trying to lose weight, I tried literally everything, and I would be yo-yo dieting repeatedly because I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't stop eating. No matter what diet I was following, I was always eating. So what I found out was it wasn't the diet that I was following that was the problem. My relationship with food was. So what's the biggest mistake people make when dieting? So for me, when I put on a heap of weight and I found myself yo-yo dieting, trying to get it off, I thought I had a discipline problem. I thought I needed more willpower, a stricter meal plan, training harder, or a different diet. It was none of them. BTW. So looking back, what I realized is I didn't have a diet problem. I had a chaotic nervous system. I had gone from one extreme, which was using drugs, underweight in survival mode, to another, which was where I was using food as a way to self-soothe the uncomfortable feelings that were coming up from that period of my life. So my brain was wired for coping, not thriving. I was constantly burning myself out, trying new ways to lose weight through crazy and restrictive diets, essentially putting my body through hell instead of working on the right things and losing weight the right way. So here's what I wish I knew about dieting, is that it's not a food problem. It's a nervous system problem. Weight loss starts with regulation, not diet restrictions. When your brain feels safe, weight loss isn't seen as a threat and it's actually welcomed. So why do we always go guns blazing with a new fad diet only to end up right back where we started? So for me, after I gained the weight so quickly and the urgency of the health risks lingering over me, I was so desperate to get the weight off as fast as I could. So let me tell you, when I was doing everything, I was doing everything. I tried all of the fad diets. I cut calories, trained excessively, did, keto, no carb, no sugar, eating carrots, like you name it, I was doing it. But no matter what I did, I'd end up straight back where I started. I'd be good for like a couple of days and then it would just be around the circle I would go and I'd fall off the bandwagon. I'd end up overeating or just, wanting comfort through food. And My body would push back from these crazy, insane diets that I was trying. My energy would crash and I'd fall off the diet and overeat to make myself feel better. It was an extreme pattern that I kept repeating in different forms, following all these different diets. So what I wish I knew is our bodies don't feel safe when we are working in extremes. Fat loss comes from consistency, not extreme diet. So what if the reason that you keep regaining the weight isn't from the diet, but the identity that you're operating from? For years, I saw myself as a failure, someone whose body was broken, and I was just designed to be fat. Big boned, if you will. I'd never be fit, was what I would tell myself. I was addicted to sugar, had no control around food, and swung from between extremes in a continuous attempt to lose this weight. And then having health professionals on my case all of the time, it was extreme. And I was operating in extreme patterns. And I acted accordingly to the identity that I held true in my head. So what I wish I knew is that permanent weight loss requires a change in our identity. See, the goal isn't rapid weight loss. It's to become the type of person who prioritizes their health and can maintain a healthy weight without needing to constantly diet. So, what's the best diet for losing weight? There is no perfect diet for losing weight. Chicken, rice, and broccoli, rinse and repeated 3 times a day, 7 days a week, is a myth. Weight loss needs to be fun. We can't force ourselves into an identity that doesn't suit. You might hate the idea of going to the gym, but that doesn't mean that you can't lose weight if you don't go to the gym, nor do you need to restrict yourself from the foods that you love. See, the thing is, weight loss is about calories in versus calories out. You need to burn more energy than what you are consuming day to day, and that's how weight loss occurs. And you can eat your favorite foods while you still lose weight and without spending hours in the gym. You need to find a healthy relationship with food and a fun way to get movement in throughout the day that fits your lifestyle so you can focus on changing your identity in a way that you enjoy. There is no perfect diet, only a way of living that you can see yourself doing long term. So here's the truth I wish I knew about dieting when I started. It's not about willpower, meal plans, or restrictions. It's about healing your nervous system, building consistency, and changing your identity. When your brain feels safe and your identity supports a healthy lifestyle, weight loss happens naturally, without extreme diets, endless gym hours, or giving up foods that you love as well. If you're ready to finally break free of the cycle of yo-yo dieting, overthinking about food, and constant stress around weight, start by focusing on your nervous system and your identity, not the scale. I'll be sharing more strategies to help you do exactly that. So make sure you hit follow, like, and subscribe, and join me on the journey of a sustainable, healthy, confident life.